A-C-K. Act.
Decoding is a word identification skill that allows readers to use the relationship between letters and sounds to recognize words in print. Readers use decoding skills to identify words when they read and to spell words when they write. Readers must be able to decode or identify words independently and rapidly in order to read fluently enough to understand what they read. Phonics is a highly recommended strategy for teaching decoding that enables beginner readers to read words independently and accurately so they can focus on understanding what they read rather than on struggling to sound out each word. You'll now watch a learner and a tutor practicing synthetic phonics. With this approach, you first teach the sounds different letters make. Then, your learner practices blending those sounds together to read a word.
Okay, Jonathan, so some of the exercises we're going to do today are going to help to build a foundation of the sounds that different letters have, so that the more we practice, it becomes automatic for you that when you see a letter, you know the sound that it makes, so that you will automatically blend those letters in and recognize new words and help you write new words and other words that we may not be familiar with. So it may sound fundamental, but it's a really solid building block that's going to get you to those long-term goals that we're looking for, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so here's another way we can work on the letter sounds. And what we're going to do here is identify the sounds and what words they make. And then we're going to make different words and see how many different words match with that same kind of sound, okay?
Yes.
So what sound do you have when you have k-a-t?
Cat.
Good. C-a-t.
Cat.
Good. And if you take the C away and you put a P here, you have p-at. And what was that?
Pat.
Good. And what if I take the P away and I do s-at?
Set.
Good. Do you see anything else that you can put at the beginning of the at, at, to make other words?
Bat.
B-at. Bat.
Bat.
How about anything else that you see?
At. Fat.
Fat. Good. Anything else that you can think of?
At. Mat.
Good. Okay, now let's think about changing the last letter and making it a D, the D sound. Now we have m-a-d.
Ad. Mad.
Good. What letters could you change to use this sound again? Add. What other letters might you put in the front?
Ad. Sad.
Good. Anything else you can think of?
Ad. Bad.
B-a-d. Good.
Ad.
Good. Anything else you can think of?
Ad. Dad.
Good. Okay, how about a n-a-b?
Knob. Knob.
Anything else you can think of that would have the ob sound?
Mob.
Excellent. M-a-b.
Mob.
What if we put this here? Now what do you have?
Rob. Rob.
R-a-b. Rob.
Rob.
Good.
Sob.
There you go. S-a-b. Sob. Good job. Okay.
Thanks.
So Jonathan, we did a lot of work today. We went through a lot of sounds and a lot of different ways of practicing and reinforcing sounding out words and letters. What was your take on that? Did you feel good about it? What were the things that you liked?
I liked most of it.
Okay. How about the repetition? Did it feel too repetitious, or was it really getting easier every time we kind of covered some of the same things when we would do sounds and letters and words?
Got easier, but there are some hard areas.
So let me ask you as well, of all of the different ways that we practiced today, how do you think you would use some of these techniques and skills in your everyday life when you're out and about? How do you think you might use some of these?
I'll use them on like street signs, signs in stores, places, buildings, so I know where to go. Help me read better, know what the words are, and then spell them and write them out.
Good. Good. I'm glad it'll help, and we'll keep working on those then.
Okay.
Good.
You've just seen a learner and a tutor practicing phonics tasks that help learners identify words as they read and spell words as they write. This type of focused practice should take up no more than 20 minutes of any given lesson. You can ask your local literacy program or an adult literacy listserv for advice on curriculum choices that provide structured, sequential phonics practice.